What's up, everybody? Welcome to the Amalgam Show. One of your hosts, Keena Johnson, alongside Nathaniel Roden.
What's up, everybody? Alongside Beardless Keena.
Beardless Keena. Just my new
handle on Xbox Live.
I could probably get that.
XX underscore beardless underscore Keena underscore uppercase X lowercase X.
I'm not a SoundCloud rapper. How you been?
Pretty good.
That's good.
Went to Sydney. That was fun. That'll be up soon, hopefully. Travel vlog, 2019. Luna Park. Dangerous as fuck.
Dangerous?
Yeah, dude. Luna Park does not look like a very fun place to go until you're there. And then it's really fun, but very dangerous. It looks like things could fall apart at any minute. You on a roller coaster there, you feel like you could actually die.
I feel that's how they should be.
Yeah, maybe.
To a certain degree.
I mean, like, a lot of roller coasters, like, I was always terrified of roller coasters growing up. Go to Movie World last year, and I finally went on some roller coasters. My first actual roller coaster proper was the Green Lantern. It was fun. And then I went on everything, and it was great. Been on the hyper coaster like 5 times now. Awesome. I love it. But there's like one mousetrap roller coaster at Luna Park, and it actually feels like the rails could come off at any moment. It's just filled with it's basically just made out of wood and tin and some steel welded together. Very rickety, very clanky, and it feels like, yeah, you could die. A lot of the roller coaster carts are pushed around to the front by actual people. It's not all automated. Yeah. Everything's just... It looks like a roller coaster mousetrap ride that someone built in their backyard. They did a really good job for someone who... Yeah, it looks like they've done a good job for someone who built something in their backyard. But this is a commercial place here, and it's... No.
Maybe this was someone's backyard that they just kept building. Like, what if we just kept making right? Like, yeah. And then it's just finished and Ferb as adults.
It's weird. When we were at Luna Park, Rita Ora, the singer, was playing, which was very odd. We didn't go and see her, but yeah, she was there. What else? Someone took a shit in the street, and that was disgusting. But you know, that's what Sydney's like. You got to take the good with the bad there. We had a lot of fun there. Sydney was incredibly different. I wouldn't say it's the worst city in the world. Obviously, a lot of people like it because there's a lot of people that live there. But I would say it's like the New York of Australia. Anybody who's been to New York or know what New York's like, it's very much similar. Probably not to the same degree, but a lot of the things you'd see in New York happen in Sydney.
Here's the thing, though. New York has pizza. Good pizza. Didn't see that in Sydney.
No, Sydney's got an opera house. Not much opera.
No, not a lot of opera.
They've got a weird swimming pool. I don't know if you saw it when you were there. There's a swimming pool in the middle of the government park. That's in the middle of Sydney, on the Sydney Harbour. There's a big government house there, and you can walk in and explore it. No one lives there anymore. It's just a tourist attraction. There is a brand new swimming pool there. It looks really nice. It looks like it gets maintained. It looks like it costs a lot of money to maintain. No one's allowed in there. I don't think anyone uses it. It's just there in the middle of this public park.
What's the fucking point?
I know. I'm like, why is our government spending money? Like, why is it...
Yeah.
Like, can you rent it? Like, can people go there and swim in it if they pay? Yeah. How much money does it cost? Like, who would pay that? Like, if you're going to pay a lot of money to swim in that pool, to be able to, like, swim in the pool, maybe get waited on, be able to view the harbour,
just go to the beach.
You'd want a lot of people.
Yeah.
But it's not a big enough pool for a lot of people. And also, it's not very private. So I don't understand what the purpose of it is. I can understand it probably costs a lot of money and no one uses it. So, I don't know.
They should have just built a duck pond or something.
Although, something really nice about that area, there's public toilets there, and they are really good. they're really up to date, really well kept, and no one uses them. So I was like, hell yeah, I'm going here before I continue on in my path.
Sydney, what a
Yeah.
weird place.
Played a lot of Pokemon Go. You'll see a lot of that in the vlog.
Noise.
A lot of that. That's pretty much all I was doing. Like, you'll see a lot of Nina going, "Hey guys, we're doing this today," and I'm like, "Yep."
Noise. But Nathaniel,
Yes.
do you know what the show is about?
Yeah, I went on for a rant there. Hey, it's
You're
about
right.
pop culture things that we care about. It's also about people taking shits in Sydney. No, it's not. It's about
Taking shits in Fortitude Valley.
yeah. It's about Keena shaving his beard. This time, it's about beery. Sometimes about pizza. We like pizza. And it's about
Whether or not we like Xbox.
Assassin's Creed a lot of the time, and Xbox.
Correct. If you enjoy what you're about to watch, and trust me, I don't know if you will, because I'm super sleepy. And I'm having a stroke. Today's stroke day.
It's not leg day today, it's stroke day.
Leave a like and then subscribe in that order, please, or in reverse order. I'm just going to do this with my eyes shut. I'm so tired.
Yeah,
I don't even know. I went to bed at like 11. That should be normal.
I don't know why I'm tired. I went to sleep at 3 a.m.
If you have a question for the show, please comment below and email us at amalgamshow@gmail.com. We have a website coming. I hope that's up soon. But before that, before the website goes up, you can check us out on The Amalgam Show, at The Amalgam Show, on all the social medias.
Yeah.
All of them, including 8chan. No, we're not on that hellhole. 8chan's real.
Really?
Yeah. 4chan's like, how about we don't be as bad as what everyone thinks we are? And like, and then 8chan formed out of that. What if we're just proper cunts on the internet?
Wow.
Like, the bad cunts.
Wow.
I watched Russian Doll,
Yeah.
all of it.
Mhm.
Really good show.
Oh, really?
Yeah. It starts off with this, like, woman who's, like, down on her luck. She's 33 or whatever. And, yeah. And by the end of it, it's like it's a self-improvement show.
Yeah.
Kind of like The Good Place. Very different tone, though. Like, Good Place, very cheerful, happy. This is like, but what if everything sucks and you just have to work through the shittiness? Like, cool. I like that concept. Like, 'cause, like, there's too many shows I think that are like, let's just be arseholes to each other all the time. But these shows are like, arseholes can be better.
Yeah.
I like that concept. Do you know what Russian show was about?
No.
Russian Doll, rather. It is basically Groundhog Day, except you die and then you restart from your last checkpoint, basically. And then you go through the same day until you die again. Like, same, however long until you die. Like, you can last a couple of days and then die, but you don't really get that long. Because it'll always snap back. Like, so you will die. It's very, very interesting. It's got the redhead from Orange is the New Black.
Yeah.
Yep, she's in it. That's pretty much the only star that I know of it. It's good. Check it out. It's like 6 episodes, and they're like half an hour long, shorter. It's really like, it's well paced. It just gets in, gets out. The one thing I'm worried about is that if it gets a season 2, like, I don't want to watch another season of this. This was pretty much perfect.
Yeah. I know how you're feeling. Speaking of pacing, a show that's been terrible for pacing recently, Riverdale. I remember, like, when Riverdale first came out, I wasn't interested.
Yeah.
To me, I saw it and I was like, this is just another fucking show that guys are in, they've got abs, they take their shirts off, and women are like, oh my god, let's fucking watch this show. And that's all I knew about it when it first came out. Got with Nina, she was watching it, I got interested. I watched I watched everything up to that point. Like, it was pretty decent. I enjoyed it. The latest season is just so fucking weird. And now that this season's gotten up to this point and everything's just happening, because the first 2 seasons, each character had their own stuff to deal with, but they all did it together.
Yeah.
But now each character's got their own shit to deal with, and they're just off with these other characters. doing like their own thing, and all of the 4 main characters are just doing their own thing. And
Like,
it's hard to
Yeah.
it's hard to focus on what's happening, and everything's supposed to be connected, but it doesn't really connect
Yeah.
now. And now that this is happening, I'm like looking back on the other seasons and going, hang on a second, none of my questions have ever been answered in this fucking TV show. They always like resolve a problem with this is the killer, or is it?
Yeah.
And then you never know. And nothing gets answered. And everyone's like, this person could still be out there, but nothing's happening with it. And I'm just like, has anything actually happened in this show? Like, I like turned to Nina after watching the most recent episodes and being like, what the fuck? Why have we sat here and watched this entire series? Nothing has happened. People have died. Stuff has been resolved. Like, the first season was really good because there was a main
season, yeah.
that main plot point got resolved. Things made sense. They went into the second season strongly.
Yeah.
The second season was so confusing. And I'm actually... This has happened 3 times now. They've used the same character as a scapegoat 3 times. But now he's dead in this show. His name is Tallboy, and he was a scapegoat for the first guy's murder. He was the scapegoat for the Black Hood in season 2, and now he was the scapegoat for the Gargoyle King in season 3.
What the fuck?
Yeah, season 3 got really fucking weird, and it's like supernatural, but they're like, no, it's not supernatural at all. But there's so many supernatural themes in it. And Archie also died at one point, but he wasn't dead. And now everything's just fucking weird. Everyone's relationships are null and void now because, like, the main characters, Archie and Veronica, aren't together anymore. Doesn't make any sense as to why not. Because, like, he left because her dad was trying to fucking kill him. And it was really fucked up.
Yeah.
And it still is.
Yeah.
But now Archie's just like, oh, nah, everything's okay. I forgive him.
Him?
Yeah. No, forgives her dad.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah.
And they've sorted it out because Archie saved his life. Archie went in there to kill him. Someone went to kill him, and then Archie saved his life. Fucking really weird and dumb. But her dad's still out here doing really bad shit. Archie's supposed to be the hero, and he's like, nah, all is forgiven, I'm good. And it doesn't make any sense. But he's not even with Veronica anymore because of weird shit that's happened. And he's like a new guy, and he's going through this phase now where he's like, I want to fight. I'm into boxing now. And then
I hate when shows do that.
It's fucking dumb. And he went to prison for a while, and it was a weird prison.
CW has gone, like, within recent years, everyone's gone to prison. Arrow, Flash,
Yeah.
Archie. Like, they've all just, like, they must have had, like, a prison set. Like, let's just get the most out of this. Like,
Yeah.
it's ridiculous how many CW shows have just gone to prison.
But, like, especially this season, like season 3, at the end of season 2, you finally find out who the Black Hood is, right? But then when you find that out, they're like, oh, there's a second Black Hood out there. They think that there's a second one. But they also say, oh, the whole time the guy who you thought was this person's brother wasn't really their brother. But they might be dead now, but you don't get to see the death scene, so they're probably not dead. And there's a second killer who's the same killer out there. And everything's just fucked. And you don't actually get a proper ending. They're just like, we half resolved this, let's move on to the next story. And I was really like, I guess that's okay. And now in season 3, it just doesn't make any sense. It's fucking weird. The pacing's shit now, and I can't find interest in it. I still watch every episode that comes out, and every time the episode ends, I'm just like, no questions were answered, and more questions were raised. Every episode.
It sounds like it's becoming just a really bad version of Lost at this point.
Yeah, lost in the fucking story, because I don't know what the fuck is happening.
Yeah, that show will get cancelled eventually.
It's,
Go on for 20 years.
like, look, if they somehow, if the writers are super good, and I'm just an idiot, if the writers are actually planning everything and it ends super well in this season, I will think it's the best TV show ever because I'll be like, holy fuck, they just set all this up. And it makes sense. But now I think it's just turning into one of those shows where they've just written themselves into this hole and they're just like, let's just fucking keep showing abs. People will watch.
Yeah.
Like, that's what it looks like now. And it's just turned into like Grimm in season 4 or Supernatural in season 7 where things just recycle.
Yep.
And that's how it feels now. And it's
That
just,
shouldn't be happening in your 3rd season.
yeah. Like, but other than that, I also went to a comic book shop. I saw some Archie comics. I saw a really cool picture of Harley Quinn as like a 70s vaporwave in Japan. That was fucking cool.
That sounds really cool.
And I saw the Fables comics. I bought one of them. I've bought the first volume of the Fables comics, which is what Wolf Among Us is based off of.
Yep.
The guy was really cool who was in there. We might have him on the show at some point. He does his own podcast. I'm going to stay in contact with him. Can't remember what the podcast was, or else I'd plug it. But there was a lot of cool stuff in there. There's T-shirts from this little Asian girl that was local to the area. She draws these pictures from like the horror movies that she watches with her dad, and they put them on T-shirts.
Cool.
So it's like Scream, and it's like a terrible drawing from like a 5-year-old.
That's amazing. Like the opposite of Beat Cop.
Yeah.
Not Beat Cop. Axe Cop.
Axe Cop. And there's also their own. They have like a local comic book artist who writes a comic called Spewtown. It's in a suburb of Sydney. It's called Newtown, but he called it the comic book Spewtown. Basically, all of the bad guys were pushed out of Newtown, and they've all come back as like gross monsters.
Yeah. That's cool. That's clever.
Yeah, it's pretty good. The whole shop was awesome. They had a bunch of merch. Comic books, 2016 and older, were $1. It was awesome. And I also bought Gotham Academy.
Cool. I really like that series.
I found out that not only did Jared Way, who wrote The Umbrella Academy, he didn't just write that. Yeah. He also wrote the Japanese anime version of Spider-Man that was in Into the Spider-Verse. He wrote her character.
Oh.
Yeah.
Cool.
I was like, that's fucking awesome.
Yeah.
And that's why it's so different.
Yeah.
But yeah. Well, that's what I learned from the comic book guy anyway. I don't know how true it is. I didn't look into it. But that's what he said. I'm like, that makes sense.
Yeah.
And he was telling me about a new comic that's been made into a TV show. I can't remember what it was called, but basically it's about a young boy who joins the Yakuza, and it's like if the Yakuza was Harry Potter.
Deadly Class.
That's it. Yeah.
It's being done by the Russo brothers.
Yeah, that's the one.
Yeah. I've read the first issue of that because of the doll comic.
It's really
I like this concept and never read any more of it.
Apparently it's really good.
Yeah.
And it's like the only rule they have is don't get caught or else you die.
Yeah. No.
So to me it sounds more like Percy Jackson and because there's a lot more death involved, whereas like Harry Potter was like, yeah, you might die, but only if Voldemort is around, really.
I think it's Harry Potter in terms of that they just go to a school rather than the death of it all.
Yeah. It's kind of weird. It's cool.
Deadly Class, apparently even the show is really good, so people are like, cool.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think the comic sort of like runs its course and then just starts recycling ideas. It doesn't really further itself. Like, I don't like comics that just burn out really quickly.
I love Deadpool comics because they always make me laugh.
Anything else?
Not really, no.
Cool. Speaking of Marvel, I watched Captain Marvel.
Yeah?
It's a good movie.
Does it fit into the universe very well?
Yeah, like it solidly, like it is the 90s. It makes lots of like references to stuff, like not very minor spoilers because you haven't seen it. Nick Fury is the main character, or the secondary main character in the show, in this movie, which I did not expect. I sort of expected him to be like how he was in Iron Man 2, just there quite a bit, but he's actively doing stuff in Captain Marvel.
How'd they do with making him young?
He looks good. Like, I don't actually know if he was CG. Like, I know he's makeup and he has a wig on, like a hairpiece. Probably very minimal because they made Agent Coulson CG young, and he doesn't look that good. Like, because the whole point of this movie is Skrulls. You're like, is he a Skrull? Is he supposed to be a Skrull? And like you see his CG face. He's not. But spoilers. Oh no. Anyway, but yeah, so that was really weird. But I think probably also Sam Jackson has a lot more reference points in the 90s that they can art from. Probably whereas the Coulson actor didn't really come into existence until 2008.
Yeah.
So yeah. What else was there? It's really good. My problem with the movie, which it's not told non-sequentially, because it's told through like flashbacks that she has amnesia.
Mm-hmm.
And I get that they did this for a reason, but it just made that story and her origin a little bit hard to follow. You do understand it by the end. It's just like, I wish this was like polished a little bit better. And it's also interesting because it's not a normal Marvel story where it's told very linear. It's very like, well, they do this and then they do this. But my favorite part, she's comfortable with her powers from the get-go. It's not like, because the event happened and then it's 6 years later where she doesn't remember anything. Okay. So she's had these powers for 6 years, so she's super comfortable with them. Yeah. And she's just blocking everything away. It's great.
That's what I like about what the new Marvel movies have become. It's like they're not just telling origin stories anymore. Yeah. It's like, this is this story of the superhero. They already know what their powers are. Because we've gone through the learning that shit so many times, and it just takes up so much of the movie. Like, remember Green Lantern? That was fucking shit.
Yeah.
Otherwise, it would have been a great movie.
Yeah. Like, training montage. Like, there are montages in this, but it's like, it's just to speed the plot along, not necessarily training montage like Green Lantern, like Spider-Man skateboarding around the place and then web swinging, which, I'm a little bit over. But there's going to be so many more superheroes that, like, getting to use their powers is a thing. Like, even, like, Man of Steel, it takes forever for him to fly and use something that's not super strength.
Yeah.
I'm like, it's Superman. Like, just get on with it. Shazam's going to be like that. It's just going to be like, hey, but at least it's probably going to be funny.
But to me, it kind of looks like he's going to discover his powers pretty quickly. And it looks like he gets the grasp of them pretty quickly. Yeah. From the trailer anyway. Because he's like, I don't know. And then he's like, oh, now I know. This is cool. I guess I can do stuff.
And like, one of those things where just like, they immediately know, like, oh, I can fly. Oh, I'm bulletproof. I know how this works. Like, it's not like, but what is bulletproof? Like, they just get it. Yeah. And no, it's a good movie. It ties into the universe really well. It sets up where Captain Marvel's going to be in Endgame. It sets up... Oh, really? Yeah. It even sets up, like, more Captain Marvel stuff. Like, there's stuff like, oh, can they do in the sequel? What can they do? Like, will it be also in the past, or is it going to be after Endgame? Like, they've put it in a really solid spot to, like, they can just do whatever they want after it. Characters are good. One criticism I've seen is that, like, it's a bit too girl powery, and I see where they're coming from, but I'm like, it's not that obnoxious. I think the examples people are using is like the music, like the music are very like 90s feminist songs, and to me, I don't know those songs, so I'm not like, oh, I'm so tired of this song. So I'm just like, oh yeah, this is the song. I don't think the soundtrack is as good as Guardians 1, but few things are. Unless you know the soundtrack, they might be your favourite songs of all time or something, I don't know.
Okay.
Yeah, Captain Marvel, really good movie. Both post-credits are good. Mm-hmm. The twist in the movie's good.
Yeah.
And,
awesome.
It's all good. Check it out.
I want to see it.
It is, yeah.
Probably going to see it after this.
7 weeks until Endgame.
Wow, that's one Endgame. That's the end of the game.
Yep, and then Spider-Man.
Yeah. I mean, like, I get it, but it's so dumb that they're doing it that way. Yeah. Because it's like, well, obviously we know that he's going to come back. Like, but I want to know, if it's going to be like they're completely just gone, or if they're going to be like they're still around, they're actually in like a pocket universe or something. I don't
It's
know.
probably it. Like, is in whatever the Soul Gem creates or something like that,
Yeah.
maybe.
Or maybe they're all with wherever Gamora is.
Gamora's just at the bottom of that planet.
Yeah, but she was basically turned into the soul
Yeah, that's what
stone.
people think, yeah.
So, what if what if they're all just in the soul stone?
Yeah.
Could be. I don't know. I mean, like, it makes sense.
The Russo
Ish.
brothers finished editing the movie today, so that movie's
Today.
Yeah.
I fucking love the meme about Doctor Strange, and it's like Doctor Strange saw all of the possibilities and chose this turn of events because he saw that Tony Stark was going to be suffocating in space, and he thought that would be pretty funny.
I did see that. I love it.
I fucking love that so much.
That'd be great.
He thought that would be pretty funny.
You probably did see that future. He's like, oh. Yeah. Moving on to the topic of the week. We haven't done one of those in a while. We're doing an update on what we think the future of Xbox will be, because we have a bunch of Xbox fans here, and they're pretty tired of the Xbox because there's nothing to be a fan about.
No.
Crackdown 3 was what it was.
Yeah. It was just a glorified nostalgia trip. I played it for like 2 days.
That's fair.
I want to finish it, but they made it really hard. When I was playing it with Dean, we played it on a harder difficulty.
Yeah.
But like, we tried to continue on with the story, and it was just fucking ridiculous. Like, we were probably well above the level requirement for the starting area, and like we just tried to move on, and as soon as you move on, the characters got stronger, and you just down. But like, that's the part I don't get with especially a lot of games nowadays. Is like they really suck at being able to distinguish like the difficulty levels.
Yeah.
A lot of people will be like, oh yeah, I'll go easy and medium, but then they'll be like really similar and there'll be barely any difference, and it's like, and then you go hard and it's just fucking impossible. Like,
yeah.
and that's what I don't like. And then like, I always played games on medium when I was younger, because I had more time to waste and I liked the challenge and all that sort of stuff. But now it's like, I don't have time for a challenge, I just want to know the story.
Yeah.
But I can't play on medium. I want to play on easy. Even some games nowadays, it's like fucking Cuphead.
Yeah.
I wanted to finish that game, but there's no fucking way I have time for that. Like,
that's kind of the point of Cuphead, though. Like, sometimes the game's difficulty is its point, which sucks because sometimes you just want to enjoy the content.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Like Dark Souls. I really would love to play Dark Souls, but there's no way I have time for that.
Yeah. It's a lot of patience.
Yeah.
Even the more faster-paced games like Bloodborne and even Sekiro coming out this year, it seems like patience. You like just gotta get used to the systems. But those games are fun to play. Like when you're swinging your axe around, where they're like slow and methodical. It's like, fuck yeah, I fucking cut this dude's head off.
I've seen like the mods where people play multiplayer. That seems fun. But
So yeah, Microsoft are doing a lot of moves this year. GDC is about to come up, which is the Game Developers Conference in San Francisco. Google they seem like they are about to announce their streaming service in terms of like, hey, we've got the games, we're just going to beam it down to you. Even on like pretty bad internet, they did a beta for Assassin's Creed Odyssey when it came out. You could just play it in browser, and apparently people are like, there's a couple of hitches here and there, but other than that, it runs really smoothly. Basically, what I've equated it to is like how well YouTube streams to stuff to you, because like you watch pretty much any other video app, like Facebook's or Twitter's or IGN, they're always bad and they take forever to load for whatever reason, even if you've got good internet. Like I've been stuck on the internet at uni, and that's like 100 plus speed. Like just
really good
video
speed.
players suck. Like the delivery system. So I think that's what Google's trying to do, is to change the delivery system, and their YouTube one works great.
Yeah.
So if they can do that sort of thing for games, which they think like they've done for Assassin's Creed, let's go Pikachu. No,
Eevee.
Pikachu.
Okay.
So yeah, so they're doing So, on that note, Xbox is also doing their own streaming thing. Microsoft as a whole is very focused on Azure, which is AI plus cloud. So very much like just pretty much doing everything, and then they're trying to get that to do streaming for games, which is going on from that. Seems like by the end of May, I think, end of April, Xbox is going to be putting out a discless Xbox One S. Not an X, an S. So, yeah, I was thinking, I'll get that because I wanted an Xbox One S for a long time. I'm like, discless, there's no point because I want a 4K Blu-ray player.
Yeah.
So that's out the window for me. But yeah, it's basically what the idea would be. Like, you do get that, you Games Pass, that's it. You have a bunch of Xbox games at your disposal. And ideally, Australian, it'd be $200 max, which is fucking cheap, and you probably get like a month or two of Games Pass. If this is like your only console, or if you've only got a Switch, that's a brilliant service. Like the amount of games that are on Games Pass, like I think all the Tomb Raider reboots are on there. The Crackdown, for what that's worth. Cuphead, I think. Like there's a bunch. There's a bunch of awesome games on Games Pass. It's just either people have played them or they're really fucking old. The Bioshock collection on there. That's 3 fucking amazing games.
Yeah.
2 fucking amazing games and a pretty alright game with a really good DLC. But yeah, what do you think of that? Like just a discless console, just for digital. Like not necessarily whether you would buy one or not, but like just the concept.
Look, the concept is good. But for a country like Australia, it's probably not the best. Only because like we've got shitty internet to begin with.
Yeah.
But speaking as someone who grew up in a rural area and had even worse internet than people in town did, I grew up with a SIM card in a Telstra modem. We had 8 gigabytes of data a month.
Yeah.
So I couldn't watch YouTube. I couldn't do anything really. We probably had just enough internet to do our homework with, and that was it. And that's why whenever I'd go to like your place or fucking anyone else's house, I'm like, internet!
Yeah.
But like, a lot of people don't have that.
No.
We still don't have that. We have 3 NBN lines running through our property in Roma, and they still don't have NBN or any cable. Like
really?
The closest thing that they could get, if they really wanted better internet, is satellite. Which is fantastic internet, costs a fortune.
Yeah.
But yeah, like they've got to keep that in mind. Like Australia is a first world country and we have issues with our internet.
Yeah.
You got to think about all these other countries that just don't have that access. Like America's fine, China's fine.
America's not even necessarily fine because like you go anywhere that's not a sea. Like you go like anywhere in the Midwest or the South, like Texas. If you're not in the 3 main cities there, you're fucked.
Yeah, true.
Same with like anything else. Like. Yeah, not everywhere has a gigabit connection. You don't even have 100 megs. Like,
I don't think there's many places in the world where you can't get internet reception. Nowadays, one way or another, like satellite's a thing.
Yeah.
Cable in most places. You got your 4G.
Cellular, yeah.
Which 5G is supposed to be coming out soon?
No. Like everyone's saying they've got 5G, it's not proper 5G.
Okay.
It's like, yeah.
Because when I first heard about 5G, it was supposed to be like a light source. It's supposed to transmit internet through light.
Yeah.
And that was the issue, is that like the light had to be able to reach the connection point, and
yeah.
they
That's
had
still
issues
what
with
proper
shadows.
5G is, but now people are doing a halfway point and just calling it 5G.
4.5 fiber optic liberal government scheme.
Pretty much. Like, yeah, it's not what 5G should be. And the thing is, because hardware isn't capable for it, the chips are relatively super big.
Yeah.
So, and then it just heats up your phone really quickly and then wastes more battery. And then, so if Telstra tries to sell you 5G in the next 7 years, I'd say, don't say yes yet.
Yeah.
Wait until that shit sorts itself out, becomes normalized.
Yeah.
iPhone 6, let's go with that. iPhone 16 rather.
Yeah. Yeah, it should be iPhone 6, but they just fast-tracked it. That's what I don't like, actually. I noticed that the Pixel has started following the iPhone and what they were doing. Like, like Google Pixel 1 was good, and Google Pixel 2 came out, and like they made a lot of developments.
Yeah.
Google Pixel 2. Google Pixel 3, not much different from
No.
the Google Pixel 2. And then I was like, I don't like that.
Yeah. Apparently the screen's better. A lot of people don't like the colours on the Pixel 2. And then that's pretty much it. Like it's slightly faster. The main thing with the Pixel is that if you want the best camera, it's that basically.
Yeah.
It's like that, the iPhone and something else that have like the best cameras.
Yeah. Well, I've never had any issues with this phone except for the fact that it won't use speakerphone anymore.
Oh no.
Big issue. Need a tissue.
That's why I've been like hesitant to upgrade, because I want headphone jack and not have
Don't upgrade yet. Like, there needs to be better ways, and there needs to be cheaper resources for Bluetooth.
Yep.
Before upgrading. This has been a pain in the ass. I bought a pair of Bluetooth headphones because that's such a pain in the ass.
Yeah.
I don't know why they thought getting rid of the audio jack was a good idea. I think it's because like most companies are trying to sell more Bluetooth stuff.
Yeah.
And Bluetooth, ever since they got rid of the audio jack, it's been making waves. Like Bluetooth headphones and earphones and everything. Really good changes. They are amazing now. Like I've been listening on some Bluetooth headphones. Noise cancellation on some of them is just insane. Like in the middle of a really busy JB Hi-Fi, chuck it on, can't hear a thing.
Yeah.
And then you just play your music and it's just like you're in a room by yourself.
Yeah.
And that's good. I think I would really enjoy something like that. I'd never use it because I can't wear it at work. All sorts of reasons. But I really enjoy the sound cancellation. I think it'd be really good for VR.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's good.
Even the VR headphones that you get with them are noise cancelling, but they are wired and they're not the best, but they do give you the 3D sound, so that's all good.
Oh, I just got because I got my VR headsets
Pre-owned.
pre-owned. I just got like the shitty earphones that you'd get with like an old iPhone.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
You know, like the ones that I got with mine, which is the V2, it's like it wraps around the back of the headset as well. Like you plug it into the audio jack and it just goes around and it just fits in your ear. So there's like minimal string, like the excess string, which is, I think, a good design. But then I just usually wear my actual headphones and get better audio through that. Yeah. Back to Xbox and their future. There's been a report that they're going to bring Xbox. They've announced that they are going to bring Xbox Live to the Switch.
Xbox Live?
Yeah, so you'll be able to have your, like how your phone can have Xbox Live and you can go through and buy games and download it to your Xbox later. It'll be that, but also probably with the idea that you have the Xbox Live infrastructure. So if you wanted to play Fortnite through the Xbox on the Switch, but play through Xbox Live,
gotcha.
Xbox Live has so many better features in terms of like party grouping, etc. I don't know much about online play, like actual voice chat. Like that'd be nice for the Switch.
Yeah.
Instead of having to use your phone. Yeah, I'm like, that's cool. Get an actual service on there, and you probably get achievements that way as well. So if you're playing Wolfenstein, maybe you do that. I don't know. We'll know more when that actually gets properly announced and like what the details of that all that is. With that, it's reported that Xbox Games Pass is coming to the Switch, which would be fucking amazing. I think. I think it's at the moment the idea is just streaming, but then with like the streaming, that also ports some games that can run natively, like Cuphead, like Ori and the Blind Forest, games that aren't super intensive. Because there's no way Gears of War 5 is going to be able to run on a Switch.
No.
It would incinerate that poor thing.
Yeah.
But the idea of streaming Gears of War 5, ideally with good internet, I like that idea.
Yeah.
Like, fuck, that would be perfect. Because my Switch, I can play with my PlayStation controller.
Yeah.
Streaming Gears of War 5 with a PlayStation 4 controller. That's blasphemy, I think, but fuck it. Or even the Halo Master Chief Collection.
Oh my god.
But to be fair, playing Halo on the Switch would be great. Which brings, remember the Halo DS rumor years ago?
Barely.
That was the thing. They were actually making Halo for the DS.
Oh, really?
Yeah, but they just cancelled it because, like, wait a minute, we won't get money off this the way that, like, we would. But yeah, this would basically be it. This would be the DS Halo game.
Jesus Christ.
Um,
I like the idea of Games Pass on the Switch, but at the same time, I have so many mixed feelings about Games Pass, and I've had subscriptions for it before.
Yeah.
I feel like the games on it just aren't. I'm not saying they're bad. They're probably just not for me.
yeah, that's
really.
probably more, and it's not for you.
Like, I've always been a huge Xbox fan, but this latest generation, I guess, there's not really much wrong with it because I look at it and I'm like, those are good games. They're all third-party games, yeah, but they're good games. I guess all the games that are third-party, though, just not really for me. Like,
Yeah.
I've seen games and been like, that looks really fun to play, but, like, a lot of them are horror games, like Hello Neighbor.
Yeah.
It looks fun to play. I would love to play it. I don't enjoy playing horror games by myself.
Yeah. That's
I enjoy playing horror games with a group of people where we're all like, holy fuck, did you see that? That's amazing.
Yeah.
I hate playing it by myself because I'm just like, yep. Cool. That was weird.
Yeah. I like playing horror games by myself because I can scream. Like Resident Evil 2 like that. I was playing Resident Evil 2 in the daytime, which is not how you should, but it's the only time I had to play it.
Yeah.
But I have a shitty window that like at 3:30 to 4:15, the light would just shine through and get will basically reflect off my coffee table and then onto the TV. So I had to fuck up the brightness and contrast on Resident Evil 2 to the point where it didn't look good anymore. Like, oh no, but just to see it, otherwise I'm squinting and giving myself a headache while fucking Mr. X hunts me down. Not an ideal way to play that game.
That's
the big
boy.
Yeah.
I saw this thing where the dude was running away from him. And then he climbs down this ladder and turns back up, and then the dude just jumps down.
Yeah. I'm I was watching that video. I'm oh, that's a good strategy. You might not know how to climb, or he just fucking just drops. I'm like, oh fuck. People have modded him. One to where he's just in a fucking swimsuit, budgie smugglers. That's a horrible sight to see. People have modded it when he comes in. X-Gon Give It To You plays. Because usually, the music changes, then it's fucking...
So what is his story for this? What does he do?
Have one? There might be something on the wiki or something, but he just, you go to a thing, you're I need to go to this place, there's a fucking helicopter that's crashed, I'm going to try and go through it. You put the water out because it's on fire, you put the water out, I might be able to find it and go through it. You get there, and it just lifts, you're like, what the fuck's going on? And then he just stands there. When I first played, I'm like, oh, that's a really big zombie. Shoot. Hat comes off, trophy pops. I'm like, that's cute. And then he just wasn't going down. I'm like, oh no. So I backed away, ran around, and then I actually got my shotgun and killed him. And then I'm like, whew, he's dead. But I realized he was on his knees. I'm like, that's not dead. Oh fuck, he can't be killed. I just never fucked with him. Every time he was here, I'm just run to the opposite side of the police station. Yeah, I don't know what his backstory is. He's just basically a super zombie.
Okay.
Yeah, fucking terrifying.
So what's the plot point of Resident Evil 2? Is it
he's just a zombie who follows you for the most part. The plot for Resident Evil 2 is hey, you're a cop or you're this... Claire, she's looking for her brother. Her brother was from the first Resident Evil game. Looking for him, but then the cop, it's his first day on the job. They go to Raccoon City and find out there's a zombie outbreak. Basically, you two split up because you land on the opposite side of a car crash. Zombies, oh no. You both go to the police station at different times. So you're trying to get out of the police station, and then Claire finds a girl, so you're trying to protect the girl, and then what's his jobs? Leon, the cop, goes to trying to get rid of the G virus, which is a super horrible zombie virus. That's it. Pretty simple. It's a PS1 game, so the story is simple, but it's been what's the word? Remade to the point where the script's good, the voice acting's good, the facial animation's fucking superb.
Do they basically just remake the entire game?
Yeah, they remade the entire game, but it's still the same plot, but better.
Yeah.
It fills in better. So yeah, it's a fun game. Short, play the story twice, all good. So yeah.
So this is Mr. X, he just shows up all the time?
Yeah, he's just... it's just a dude who follows you. Like, you unlock him, and then he follows you. And in Claire's story, he dies earlier because a bigger zombie kills him.
Oh.
Yeah. And then in Leon's story, spoilers, he's the final boss.
Oh.
He has like a claw. Fuck! He has a claw arm, and it's on fire now. Yeah. Because I don't remember why. I think he got infected with another virus. But then, like, that battle with him was really... I had no bullets left. Like, I had, like, 12 bullets total across all my guns.
Yeah.
Like, how the fuck am I going to kill him? So I wasted, like, made some more ammo, and then, like, cool, take him down. Like, I finally realized he had a weak spot. Like, he had a heart that you can shoot. I'm like, thank you, tutorial that tells you when you die, hey, this thing's got a heart, shoot it. So I did that, ran out of ammo, like, fuck. And then I'm running around like, please something drop ammo, because there's like rubble that drops down, and he just kills him. Like, please pop, like, ammo pop out. Please pretend it's the PS1 game again. And then eventually the FBI agent throws down a rocket launcher.
Oh, okay.
And just fucking, aims it, completely blows off his top off.
Okay.
And he's just a pair of legs. That was satisfying.
God.
Resident Evil 2, a good game. Trying to think of something else. Speaking of games, I think I did tell you about this ages ago. Xbox bought a bunch of new studios.
Yeah.
The initiative set in Santa Monica, probably all the rumors point to Fable 4. And it would be really good because Santa Monica is a really good, like, talent pool. What do you think of a new studio that's not British doing a Fable game? And not done by the guy who created it, Peter Molyneux.
I never loved Fable because it was British.
That's fair.
So I wouldn't really care.
Yeah.
I just want a Fable game that's a Fable game again. Like, Fable 1 was great. Fable 2 was great, but it wasn't Fable. Like, you had all the same abilities, all that sort of stuff, but Fable 1 was like, there was this academy, and there was the guild, and all these other people that were heroes, and like, you all like working together, and it was an awesome story, and like, it was a long game, it made sense, it was fun to play, and you did it. Fable 2, come in, some blind chick's telling you what to do, you have no fucking clue what's going on, you just go in and start being a blacksmith for like fucking 5 hours, you end up with a bunch of money, and then you just cheat your way through the game because you just buy a bunch of houses in the first city, then you just raise the rent, you become a bad guy, you just kill everyone. like Fable 2 is like it's not a Fable game, it's a sandbox game. You just do whatever you want. If you want to be bad, like, it's super easy to just do whatever you want, and you get through that game like nothing else. Yeah. If you want to be good, it's really hard to get through that game because you can't do anything except for work hard. And I always, every time I played a Fable game, I always start off, I'm like, I'm going to be good, and then I am good through the whole thing. And then I'm like, I want to be bad next time. I start off being bad. I'm like, nah, that makes me feel bad. But like Fable 3, mixed feelings. Yeah. There's so many, like, secret characters and things like that in Fable games that were never really expanded upon. Like, there was this, there's like rumors, there's Chesty, if you know what Chesty is, anybody. There's so many amazing Easter eggs, especially in Fable 2 and 3. Mm-hmm. Chesty's mentioned in Fable 1, shows up in Fable 2 DLC, and is in Fable 3 in the game. It's really cool. It's very creepy and very cool. And there's even like backstories behind it and everything. What I want is just a fresh take. I want Fable back. That's all I want. I will play that. I'll play the shit out of that. Please bring back Fable.
Would you want a big open world game like Horizon, like Skyrim even, like... Would you want it like that, or would you want it like kind of how it
Fable would be the perfect game to do what we were talking about. Breath of the Wild, God of War. Fable would be the perfect game for that.
Kind of like give it a really good story.
Give it a really good story. They did voice acting in number 3 and everyone loved it. Yeah. So bring a story through, make it a good story. Don't keep the same characters, just make a new hero and just make it a fucking good story.
And then have it like a
and
super
then
big open
super
world.
big open world where you can pretty much do a lot of stuff. Fable's always been good for that, but make it even more open world, because what you'll notice if you play Fable, while it looks like you can do a lot of stuff, a lot of the world's like cut off and you can't do much. You're mostly just stuck to paths.
Yeah.
It looks like you can go other places and you feel like you can go wherever you want, but a lot of the time you're just moving forward and then your character's just following a path.
Yeah.
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 But-
And I think this initiative studio in Santa Monica, I think they would be able to do that.
Yeah.
Like, hire really good writers and just have like a classic, what do you call it, fantasy game.
Yeah.
Like fantasy story, just good versus evil, but also evil versus evil,
Yeah.
but also fucking big open world, shit ton of side quests that have interesting stories. Like God of War
It'd
had
be-
good side quests, or you can have like Assassin's Creed side quests. They're just like, these characters are cool.
I want a Fable game. I want a game where you can actually choose your own story and not just be like, oh yeah, I made this decision and now my aura's turned white. I made my own decision. No, you fucking didn't. It didn't change the game at all. Like,
Yeah.
I want a game that it's like, you make a decision, that affects who you fight at the end, or that affects what happens to this character further along the line. Like,
You should play the Mass Effect games.
yeah.
You should play Dragon Age.
Yeah.
You should play
I don't like Dragon Age, but I will play Mass Effect.
You
I've
play-
tried playing Dragon Age as well.
Inquisition.
I've tried.
Okay.
I just,
Like those games are very character driven, and like they change the characters, not necessarily who the end boss or anything is.
yeah.
It's all like they are characters. Like
Yeah.
and characters will be like who end up liking you, doesn't liking you, that kind of
Yeah.
stuff. And then the other game actually changes everything. Heavy Rain and their third game, Detroit Becomes Human.
Yeah.
Detroit Becomes Human has like a million different endings and different permutations of how to get there.
I remember I first saw that trailer for that game and I thought it was just a game where you had to try to talk someone off a roof.
That's the whole game.
Yeah.
Kind of is.
Yeah.
No, that game basically like a AAA Sony produced Telltale game.
Yeah. I want to play all those games. They were just very expensive when they came out.
Yeah,
I do have all of the Mass Effect games on 360. I will play them.
Mhm.
Just need time.
Mass Effect 1's a bit hard to go back
Yeah,
to.
everyone tells me.
Yeah.
And I have tried to play Mass Effect 1. I always get through the first level and then go, what am I doing now?
Yeah, once you get to the Citadel, it just becomes... You might as well just pull up like a guide and just like follow that.
Yeah.
Because after you get past like the Citadel, it's pretty much linear from there. It's like it'll give you proper waypoints to go because the Citadel's multi-layered and then like, go here, but on the third level, but it doesn't tell you what's on the third level.
It's confusing.
Yeah, the level design of that place is good. But all the people interaction, like reporting, talking to the reporter, like, and you can punch her in the face. She's being super annoying. That's all fun. Learning like the internal politics of that like, thing, real fun. Internal politics, always fun.
Everyone tells me that you need to just push through number one. It's fun still, but you just
It's
need
fun
to
and the
just
story
sort of
is
push
good.
through. And then number two pays off apparently.
Yeah,
as well.
number 2.
Yeah.
Excellent game, excellent characters. Just plays like a Gears of War game. But maybe with magic powers, if you choose that.
Yeah, I want to play it.
That's
But yeah, I think they just need to bring. They could do really well with Fable. Like
Yeah.
Fable has such an awesome IP. Just correct it.
And they fucked it in the
Yeah.
360. Like after Fable 3 came out, like I know Fable 3 is divisive, but like it's still a game, it's still a Fable game, but it's not a Connect motion game. It's not a weird MMO that they're trying to build. Like
Well, the thing is like when you're asking me about like how do I feel about another studio doing it, Fable was notorious for everybody being like, I like Fable, I hate Lionhead. So I don't care. Just fucking make a Fable game, please, for the love of God.
they probably will at this rate.
They need to.
Yeah.
There's no other IPs that they can really bring back for the Xbox anymore.
No, but that's the thing. Like, with these new studios they've built, they're probably going to build a bunch of new IPs like
Or-
Sony did this generation.
They own Rareware. So
Yeah.
just fucking make a new Banjo game. Make a fucking Conker's Bad Fur Day remake. I don't care. Do something.
They'll probably do that if they're getting real buddy with Nintendo.
Yeah.
Banjo might come to Smash. Banjo might get a new actual game. Like
It'd
there
be
might
fucking
be-
dope for Banjo to... It'd be awesome to see Banjo, Crash, Spyro, and Mario all in the same fucking.
Never gonna happen.
But what? Imagine if it did, because they were talking about Spyro and Crash being in Smash.
Yeah.
And imagine if it's like, fucking, you have Pikachu, Mario, Sonic, Banjo, Kazooie, and you have fucking Crash and Spyro.
And Solid Snake.
And fucking Conker. That would be a fight.
That would be.
That'd be fucking
weird. Yeah, like they've all Rare. I was gonna say get them to do a new IP, but they did Sea of Thieves when they did that, and that game is what it is.
Yeah. It's not bad. It's just not great.
Yeah, that's the thing. They got the people who made We Happy Few. Like they bought them and like give them an actual budget and an actual like good timeline to make a game. We Happy Few was a good idea.
Yeah,
they just fucked
good.
it because they reinterpreted that game 3 times.
Yeah.
They bought Obsidian, who made KOTOR 2, New Vegas, the Pillars of Eternity games.
Guitar Hero 3.
No, not Guitar Hero 3.
Obsidian.
Yeah, no, that wasn't them.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, I was almost certain that they showed up on the start of that game. What was that then?
I don't know.
Maybe it's Oblivion or something.
Oh.
Something with an eye and a sword and a snake or something. That weird thing
Yeah,
at
no,
the start
I
of
know
it.
who
It's
that
like
is. That was still Netherrealm then. Not Netherrealm. People who made the Tony Hawk games.
yeah, something like that. I don't know. I can't remember.
Yeah.
I remember that was a fucking fun Guitar Hero game.
Never soft.
Never soft.
They made a really good Spider-Man game as well on PS1. Really good. So yeah, Obsidian, fucking excellent RPG developer. Doing your IP, let's go. Like they can have a Horizon type of thing. Only thing with Obsidian, give them an engine that's not filled with bugs. 'Cause every game they put out is filled with bugs. And then you've got the Forza series, which that'll keep trucking along. It's the best racing sim
Yeah.
since Gran Turismo doesn't put out games anymore. I always forget.
It's got a lot of cars in it now that you like a lot of people just own.
Yeah.
So it's really good because I remember when I found my car in it, I'm like, fuck yeah, I'm getting this and triggering the fuck out.
I always forget that Microsoft owns Minecraft.
Yeah, that is a bit weird.
It is weird because they keep giving it to everyone. I'm like, whatever, we'll put it on.
They keep on giving Minecraft to everyone, but not only that, they just keep on updating it and giving it new stuff. It's like, stop!
Yeah.
Minecraft was good when it was just Minecraft. Now you've got horses and fucking all this other shit in it, and I don't understand. Have you been in the water in Minecraft in the updated version? There's a bunch of weird sea creatures that were never there before.
Yeah.
It's like fucking if Pokemon was to just go, oh, by the way, we're not releasing a new game, but here's like 20 more Pokemon.
That's pretty much Pokemon Go.
Well, yeah. I mean, like they did that with one Pokemon.
2.
What was the other one?
It's evolved for.
Oh, yeah.
But also, like Pokemon Go, they just gave you a bunch and then like keep updating that.
Yeah.
I wouldn't actually mind that model for Pokemon, but I do like new regions. Like if it was an MMO, every like year they came out with a new expansion.
Yeah.
But then that game would look like real shit real quickly. Cause look at WoW.
Yeah. WoW's still fun though.
I'm not saying like it's not fun or not, but like it just doesn't look cool. Like Pokemon had gorgeous art style. I wouldn't want it to be 2018, 19 art style forever.
Yeah.
That's a different discussion. But yeah.
They managed to clean WoW up. There's like I've seen like pictures of before and after, like when WoW started and what WoW is now. It's like it's a lot more refined.
Yeah, like I'm pretty sure they force everyone to update. Like, hey, we're getting rid of this old art style. The new minimum has changed. Like the new PC minimum specs have changed. Like upgrade or SOS.
Yeah.
Which is good. Sometimes like I know RuneScape did that, but then they're like, what about Classic? And then WoW was like, but what about WoW Classic? And everyone's like, there's articles I've seen about WoW. It's just like all these features, all these bugs you keep talking about, they're not, they're actual features. Like, this is what 2004 was like, guys. Like,
Yeah.
What? Yeah. Fuck them. So, yeah. Oh, I didn't know they owned this. Microsoft Casual Games. That's where you get, you know what you want for your Xbox One X? Solitaire, Mahjong, Minesweeper, Free Cell, Spider's great.
Spider Solitaire.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The only game I knew how to play.
It's the one that always looked the most attractive on that fucking Windows start bar.
Yeah. Because it was the
XP, and you'd be like, free cell, fuck that, I want some spiders.
Yeah. They probably also had the pinball games and stuff. Remember the old pinball games?
Fuck!
I had a Pokemon pinball on the emulator.
Yeah.
So I would just save state all the time and just get ridiculously high scores. Because I'm like, fuck, I lost, load, blah, 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 blah. But sometimes I'd get into a loop and couldn't finish.
That's what I did with all of the Pokemon games. Every
Yeah.
time I went to go catch something, I'd never kill it first. Lower its health first. I'd
Yeah.
just go, save state Pokeball, save state Pokeball, save state Pokeball.
Yeah. Pokeball. Just catch everything with Pokeballs.
Yeah.
It'll work.
That's what I did. You just sit there with the space bar and pressing F1. Got you, Mew.
So yeah.
Using the fucking Game Shark code so that you can run into fucking Raikou at the start.
I never fucked with the Game Shark shit.
I did once, and it made my whole game boring. But it allowed me to play like Emerald on the emulator and have like Kanto starters, so that was fun.
Yeah.
Because you can't usually do that sort of stuff. And you couldn't trade with the emulators, I don't think.
There was a way, but it was super complicated and involved LAN cables and shit, and it wasn't worth doing. Whenever I played the emulator, I'm just going to single player finish this game.
I want to play the emulator. I think I'm going to do that when I get home.
What are you going to do?
Play Pokemon Emerald on the emulator.
Pokemon
Emerald.
Emerald's good.
Emerald is good.
You can play Alpha Sapphire.
Yeah, I could do that also. But I like pressing spacebar and just running through it.
That's great.
Just smashing it out.
Gonna do a Nuzlocke?
I'll change my team up this time because now I know more about Hoenn Pokemon. Remember, I used to play Hoenn all the time, but then I'd always just be like, same Pokemon every time.
Fuck that.
This time I'll go routes or something.
I never knew, I knew routes was there because Wally catches it, but I never knew it was actually caught there until I was playing Alpha Sapphire. I'm like, where the fuck? Fuck routes.
Routes is good. I'll go
I
routes.
like routes, but just getting one is like rare.
I'm going to get routes. I'll probably get a Lotad.
Ludicolo's fun.
Hmm?
Ludicolo's fun.
Yeah.
That's how I played. I rocked him for a little while. And then I got Breloom.
Yeah.
Just punching shit with grass.
What's Breloom?
Breloom's the fighting grass Pokemon. Evolves from Shroomish.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, and you can... Makes you real bad against flying types, but...
Yeah.
A wing attack will fuck you up. But yeah.
That's good. I like Wingull. Wingull's one of my favourites.
Wingull's great for the early area. Like, you
Yeah.
get him, teach him water gun, and then just go fuck up the first gym.
Yeah. That's what I always did.
Yeah. And then fuck up the second gym.
That's what I liked about the Hoenn Pokedex, is like, and the Pokemon there. It's like, you started the game, and you could get most of the Pokemon that you needed from the starting area.
Yeah.
The only thing that sucked is you didn't get a Fire type unless you chose Torchic until like halfway through the game.
Yeah.
When you could get Camerupt.
Yeah. Yeah. And
Numble.
Slugma. Like,
Yeah.
I didn't...
Took you ages to be able to get Fire type in that game.
Playing Alpha Sapphire, I did not have a fire type.
Yeah.
Like, I think I eventually got a Salamence, that new fire flamethrower.
Yeah.
And that was it. Like, I did not fuck with a fire type. And I kind of wanted to do that. Like, I just don't want to have normal fire, water, grass. Like,
You know who I always have in my party now? Whenever I play a new Pokemon game?
Right,
Zubat.
Zubat's great. Like, you
Yeah.
evolve it in a Crobat, and then it's just real good.
Yeah, it's super fast.
Yeah.
It just fucks everything up. I have so many in my... Like, I did a huge amount of IV training. Training.
IV.
IV breeding, EV training.
Yeah.
I think that's it. And I've got a whole bunch of Zubats with perfect IVs. So now with the next few like Pokemon games coming out, I'm like, yep, cool. I wonder if they're going to bring out, for when it does come out on Switch, I wonder if they're going to bring out
The Pokemon Bank.
Pokebank for Switch so that you can
I would imagine they
transfer.
would. Because
They'd have to, or something.
there's something, yeah.
Because they've been able to transfer Pokemon through every single generation so far. You could have a Pokemon from Blue in your new Pokemon game.
Can you?
Yeah.
Like, how did you go from Blue to Ruby?
Trading. You could, because I remember when Ruby came out, you could transfer, like you could have your Kanto Pokemon and your Johto Pokemon in there. I'm pretty sure it worked the same just as trading.
I thought you couldn't, and that's one reason why they did Fire Red Leaf Green.
I can't remember.
Because that's how you would get all the Kanto games, Kanto Pokemon, and then you import that all the way up.
But then that wouldn't make sense because they didn't do Johto.
You could get Johto Pokemon in both those games. Like once you get the national decks, basically, they just open it up and that's how you got the Johto games. Like you could get Ho-Oh and Lugia eventually through that.
I can't remember.
But by the end of Gen 4, you could get all of them just using the Game Boy game and the DS games. And
regardless, like
from there,
you've been able to transfer up the whole time. Just keep going up. I think that there has to be a way to do it because I remember that's one of the main reasons why they had the Game Boy slot on the early DS games. So you could do that sort of stuff.
It wasn't the reason, but it's just a cool feature that they did. Yeah.
I'll have to look into it because now you've got me guessing and I'm like, I really want to just get a Pokemon and be like, this is Pokemon was from the very first game.
It's the busted stats.
I've noticed Wish and eBay have been selling Game Boy chargers.
Yeah.
Yeah, just like straight into the power because they've realized that the batteries are fucked now.
Yeah.
So like you can just play it straight from the charger. You just have to have it plugged in.
Yeah.
And it looks like they're doing pretty well because it's one of them top sellers.
Yeah.
So everyone's like, I can finally play it again. Those things were always so expensive.
You can also just buy like the Game Boy and Game Boy Color games on 3DS. Like they're like $18 on this eShop.
Yeah, I know, but like, you know, nostalgia. Like fucking, I love playing my old Game Boy Color from time to time.
So you had an SP.
I have a Game Boy Color, SP, a Game Boy Advance.
SP's fucking
I've got all
awesome.
three of those guys.
I want an SP. For no reason. I also want a pink.
I've even
3DS
got
Lite.
the bootleg old versions of the Game Boys, like the ones that weren't made by Nintendo. They're bootleg, they could play Game Boy games.
Okay.
And they're somewhere at home. I think I've got like 3 or 4 of them.
Kyron had a Game Boy Micro.
What's that one?
Not a Game Boy Micro. Game Boy Pocket.
What's that?
It was.
One of the small ones.
It was a Game Boy, but smaller. Like I had the original game, or maybe like a revision of the Game Boy. I had a Game Boy Color. That's what I had.
Yeah.
No, yes, I had a Game Boy Color. He had a Game Boy thing. But all of his games were in black and white. And they looked awful. And then we traded both of them in, got the Game Boy Advance, and then we bought Ruby.
Jesus.
Yeah. And then we had to fight over the Game Boy. And then we both got 2 DSs each, which was good.
Alright.
I fucking love my DS. Clamshell. That's what phones are going to do.
What?
Clamshell. Every phone's like, what if your phone had 2 screens? And they keep fucking it up. Like, they'll have like phones that wrap around like that, like they fold in like that, so you have the screen open and it'll close in like this. What we need is just clamshell. Nintendo figured it out years ago. Flip phones figured it out years ago.
Yeah.
Without fucking them. If you like this episode, I realise my head's not in half the shot. Well, maybe it is. Please click that like and subscribe button. Xbox. What's your opinion on Xbox? Will you probably be getting a next generation Xbox?
I'll have to see what games they're going to bring out with it.
That's fair.
I'm not going to just buy it because it's an Xbox. I did last time because I was like, fuck yeah, 360 was the best. I love Xbox because I was like, Xbox 360 is better than PlayStation 3. But now I'm like, they've lost.
The thing that's always funny about that is that you didn't get the Xbox One at launch. You got it a couple of years later after the PS4 was winning.
Yeah, well, I didn't get any of those consoles. I didn't have anything. I didn't even really play any of them until I got the Xbox One. Yeah. The only reason I got the Xbox One at that point, I was still tossing it up a bit, but I was still like, no, Xbox is better. And I was also like, well, Dean's getting an Xbox One and Kyron's got an Xbox One and we all want to play Xenoverse 2 together. So that's why I got one. Biggest waste of my money because our internet was always shit. We never actually got to play Xenoverse 2 together properly. And Xenoverse 2 service was bad anyway.
Yeah, Xenoverse has not great netcode, so fucked all around.
Yeah.
What else is part of the rigmarole? You've liked, you've subscribed, comment below. What's your favourite Xbox? Do you want an Xbox 2?
What's your favourite Xbox? The Revolution. Xbox 360.
Remember the Wii was codenamed Revolution?
No.
It was. was.
Wow.
It was called Nintendo Revolution. I'm like, this is the fucking coolest name ever. And then it came out like Nintendo Wii, and everyone's like, what the flying fuck?
I remember I went to Movie World when the Nintendo was going through its Wii Fit stuff,
Yeah.
and like Movie World had a bunch of Wii's out for demos, and everybody was lining up to just play Wii at Movie World. I remember that when I was a kid, and I was like, I went back there yesterday. I was at Movie World yesterday, and I was like, man, I remember that. I'm like, fuck, that was ages ago. It feels so long ago. There's been like the Wii U since, now the Switch.
And the Wii generation did go for a long time.
It did.
Yeah.
But like this would have been like maybe the second year it was out.
Yeah, makes sense then.
Yeah, it was pretty.
And the Wii Sports Resource came out. You could do proper sword fighting.
Probably not proper.
It
didn't work.
It was, you could wave it around, and it was 1-to-1 by that point. It was like the PlayStation Move.
Yeah.
Because basically all the technology caught up.
No,
Check us out on social media at The Amalgam Show. At The Amalgam Show. Enunciate.
Enunciate.
That's the word of the day. Enunciate. Till next time, y'all. Catch you later.
Bye.